I have got to share this story with you. Hashtag powerful, hashtag okay, I'll stop. I had a coach at a local college share this story with me this week. You know, he was telling me a story about a female athlete that used to go to his school, and this female athlete had developed a reputation as being kind of a partier. And it had gotten to the point where other coaches were taking athletes who lived with her out of her home to find a new place to live because of the craziness that went on there. Well, this coach is telling me the story of a time he had a student, it's a different student, at his house, and they needed magazines for one of the assignments. And as he pulls out his stack of magazines, there was an FCA magazine inside. They pull out the FCA magazine and they start looking through it, and they come to a part that has a picture of athlete profiles from around the country. And as they're looking at these profiles, they look in shock, because here's a picture of this female athlete who has a reputation at their school for being a little bit of a partier. Her picture in the magazine tells stories of her leading her FCA huddle at her high school. They couldn't believe it. This coach looked at this and he said to himself, he said, you know, I knew that if this is who she was just a couple years ago, she's probably not happy with who she's become. So he made it a point to start seeking her out and inviting her over to his house for a Bible study that they were doing. And so she started to come, and slowly her reputation began to change. Just 2 weeks ago, he was in Arizona, and he caught up with this female athlete, and she's now working at a mortgage firm down there, and they're talking, and he tells her the whole story about what caused him as a coach to begin to reach out to her. And she just kind of laughed and said, I am so glad you did, because who knows what I would have become if you hadn't. My jaw is hanging down, and the coach looks at me and he says, Nick, what do I got to do to get more FCA magazines to have for all my students? So here's the thing, a repeating order where they will automatically send about 20 magazines to a local high school is only $12 a month. That's $144 a year to put this resource in the hands of coaches and athletes at our schools. This magazine has stories and testimonies from athletes from high school all the way up to the pros to challenge these kids in their sport, but even more importantly, it challenges them in their faith to make their relationship with God a priority. This is part of the resources that we try to provide these schools that we find ourselves in. Would you help us change the lives of students like this college athlete? The rest of this month, we have a $2,500 match, every gift given. And so if you would provide $144 for one school, you'd actually be providing enough to get magazines for 2 schools. Your partnership allows us to provide these kinds of resources for middle schools, high schools, and colleges across our city. So how about it? You in? As an athletes lead, direction matters. Help us give these students a new compass, a different direction. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Peace.